Well, you know what you gotta do. 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 put a smile on my face. If you want the show start, fill my screen with hell's yeah. That's it. Come on, my people. I know you can do this. Come on. Come on. That's it. Even my Twitchers are doing it. Nice one. And the Facebookers. Oh, jolly good show. I totally agree, so command it. But I ain't starting it till the entire screen is filled with hell yes. That's the way we roll. Almost, almost, almost. Come on. 10 taps. Let's do it. Greetings and salutations, good people of Terrainia. It is 9 o'clock on a bank holiday Monday. Yeah, it is the usual time. We are here doing the usual thing. And Mel's had a really good day, to be perfectly honest. Right, very quick update. How am I sounding? How am I looking? Are we technically proficient? I think is the term. Yeah, while you let me know about that in the comments, I'll tell you about my day. So, my weekend. Most of it in pain, but the meds have worked. I'm still packing the hot water bottle. But as you can see, and watch this. See, that's not bad. Still got quite a lot of ache just remaining in my right leg. Yeah, but that's normal. I've had this before, but the back's a load better. I don't want to overdo it in this chair tonight, so at most we'll be cutting off probably about 10:30. Yeah, I might cut it off at 10. Yeah, and give you an hour. Let's see how my back goes. But I've missed you guys these past 2 days. Sorry, first day I just needed a break. I was in agony, that sort of day. Second day I was feeling better, but I didn't realise, how tired I was. So when I took my afternoon medication, it just knocked me out. Yeah, and I woke up with sort of 10 minutes to start the stream, and then my computer decided to do an update, and I was flapping all over the place, and I just thought, you know what? No. Yeah, it won't be a great show. You're in pain, you're stressed. Take a step back. And the results are, I'm back. I can see no reason why I need to stop again. You know, we've sorted the back. I just need to be a bit more mindful of, how much time I'm spending in this chair. Now, it is my intention to get cracked on and do some building pretty damn quickly, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know how long I can spend in this chair. And I can chat to you, whilst I'm in this chair, and building. Now, I've got a simple little task to do, but it's quite a good one. Right, let's jump right into glue and foam. Let's get messy. In a second. Let's just have a quick chat. Yeah, but we'll give it 10 minutes, then we'll dive in. Sounds good. Face for radio. Totally agree, Chris. Totally agree. I am looking gruff today. Mel has this thing where when I'm ill, I don't shave. Yeah. It's sort of my indication and reminder to me that, right, you are ill. Don't overdo it. Don't think you can, do everything you can normally do. Yeah, and so when I'm clean shaven, it's like, right, you're better. So bad back or just laying groundwork for single man massage parlour alibi? Do you know what, mate? If I honestly thought, there would be a woman at a massage parlour that could really get her thumbs into my back and break up this spasm, I probably would. They wouldn't need anything special or any just sort the spasm. Yeah, the problem is a lot of physiotherapists nowadays who are trained aren't actually trained in massage, and especially they don't do it enough, for the deep tissue work. Yeah, I'm one of the old school physios, hands-on physios. And so if I can find someone who could strip the knots out of in fact, they're not even knots, they're cords at the minute. Yeah, if I can find someone who can do that, I'm well up for it. And if they do it in sexy lingerie, Well, I don't really care if they do it in a Chewbacca outfit. As long as they can get the knots out of my back, Mel will be a happy man. Oh, hey Mel, hope you're doing okay and build some good pieces for the table. Yeah, I've been pottering along. I've been having an idea. Yeah, about all of you remember the Realm Shaper engine? Yeah, I've been combining that into an idea for a 40k Mechanicum piece. Yeah, I was playing around with the idea. Yeah, I don't want to jump into it too yet because I need to just refine a few things. But we'll probably see that later in the week. Now, okay. Other reason why Mel is quite a happy chap, other than being medicated, obviously, is that I had a guest today. I had Willow. Socially distanced, of course, but I'm complying with UK regulations. Children are allowed to visit parents, if we're separated and that sort of stuff. So we're doing it properly. Yeah. But Willow came over, both I've been isolated. Kerry's been isolating the kids really well. It's been 3 weeks, no symptoms, so clearly we're fine. Sports massage is worth considering. They tend to be old physios. I used to teach sports massage. But anyway, yeah, so Willow came over. She came over. It was wonderful to see my daughter. Yeah, she didn't make it much further into the house beyond nipping into the kitchen to raid the sweetie cupboard, and then basically stealing my computer setup and setting her phone up so she could game with her mates. So I dragged a chair out to my doorstep because I don't have a front garden, and I just sat in the sun and read some books. Yeah. Leonardo's asking, do you play Hail Caesar, Mel? No, I've got the book and I've got the armies, but damn, that's a lot of models, mate. Have you ever thought about back amputation? Seriously, try a product called BioFreeze. I suffer with a dodgy back and a smear of that sorts me for 3 hours. BioFreeze, I'll have a nose eye. We'll see what's in it. Physio, take a sports physio. Massage won't work, only reinforcing the muscles in that case. Yeah, that's very true, but I've got a heightened pain spasm pain response cycle. Yeah, and so massage is needed to break down the current protective muscle spasm. You can't strengthen spasm muscles. Cortisone shots, not a chance. Heat. Okay, pharmacology, muscle relaxants, that'll get the spasm enough so I can manage it with heat and hot baths and that sort of stuff. Yeah, Knots, I agree. I feel for you. I put my back out yesterday, loading the dishwasher, been pain all day. Yeah, the key thing is to get the spasm down as quickly as possible, to be perfectly honest. Right, that's enough about my back spasm. Obviously, I had a guest, Willow, today, though that's been great as a dad thing. It's been 3 weeks. In fact, I hadn't seen her before the lockdown for a little while because of timings, you know what I mean? So it's been like over a month. Yeah, so that was good. Yeah. Apparently, yeah, Kerry is doing a brilliant job at home at trying to keep the kids entertained. But being siblings, the Willow and the Corbelin are, let's just say that they're grinding against each other as brothers and sisters, locked in the same house for weeks. Okay? So, yeah, we're sort of talking about, well, rather than, let's perhaps, I'll have one for a little while and then, give them a bit of distance and then, I'll have the other one for a little while and give them a bit of distance. But we're keeping that all down to the kids. And you've got to remember, yeah, I've got a background in physiotherapy. Kerry is a biologist, she did virology and that sort of stuff. So we're having sensible conversations about risks and stuff like that. Yeah, but at the same time, it's also a mental health issue. We are aware that, obviously our kids, we've been through a separation, which isn't the best on kids, even when you're being friendly. You know what I mean? And so this enforced sort of isolation has been hard with them, even with our video chats and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. And in all honesty, yeah, you know, any of you guys know, I've been missing them. So, yeah, all good, all round. Stretch and walk will help. Yeah, that's the plan. I do stretch, I do walk. The only thing that I like about COVID is it has a lot more time to work on my wargaming things. I've seen loads, yeah, of what you call it, of people being productive. And I think it's good. I do think it's good. That's a challenge. Take shifts on the kids. Yeah, yeah, very much so. I think that's the way to approach it. You know, because not just that, the kids are isolated, but actually we're in a lucky position as parents. Yeah, because we've got two houses they can be isolated in, so they can sort of swap between them. Yeah, have a little bit of a change. You know, change of four walls, change of pace, but more importantly, have a bit of space between them. Yeah, uh, Corbin and Willow, they love each other dearly unless they're locked in the same house for weeks on end. But then again, yeah, I imagine a lot of friendships, a lot of you know, this whole thing's putting a stress on us all. Right, it is time for Pammy the Protected Panic Pandemic Panda. Yes, as you can see, Pammy is PPB'd up. Okay, Willow came round and decided, yeah, she'd leave her mask on Pammy. Yeah, obviously it would be better if the health services had these, but Kerry at the minute is helping the health services by coordinating and getting materials and stuff for people who are making scrubs and stuff like that. So, yeah, this was an old mask, so all good. Be good cop, bad cop. We don't do that. Went through this myself, and only one thing helped me was to stretch on the carpet, lay down on the back, and pull your legs so you can feel your bum pain. Yeah, what you call it? You've got to remember, guys, I am a physiotherapist. Yeah, you name the exercises, I know it. Yeah, so don't worry. This is why, yeah, you saw Mel crippled a couple of days ago with agonizing back pain and walking around like Hunchback of Notre Dame, and you're seeing Mel now actually relatively pain-free and just conscious not to stay in one position for too long, and very conscious of aches, you know, numbness. That's never a good sign when you've got, ooh, that's tender. Oh, Jesus, that's tender. I didn't realise that. Right, what's that? That's a tendon tensor fascia lata. That's where my leg ache's coming from. Oh, Jesus. Right, what's it like on the other side? Okay. Yeah, there's a twang there. Just a minute, self-diagnosing. Oh, look at that. Okay, that's got an... Oh, not in it. You absolute... not be good. No, you're not. This is painful. This is very painful. Right, we're going to carry on talking like this while... Oh, yeah. Actually, let's leave that. Let's not overdo that one. Right, let me stretch it out. This is going to look daft as hell. Oh! Twist the... Right, which way is it going? Right, twist the foot inwards. Hey! Oh, yeah. That foot outwards. Oh! Yeah. Ah. Oh. Yeah, that's better. Oh, got the tingle now. when you have a knotted muscle, what you can do is you can get into it and you can break the adhesions down and just break the spasm up for a very short period of time with some very deep tissue work. But then if you immediately put it on an excessive stretch, yeah, what you can do is while it's relaxed, you can stretch out all the adhesions, yeah, and then give it a little bit of mobility. Blood can get into the muscle, pick up all the junk that you've just broken up, yeah, and flush it out. The only problem is when muscles are taut, you get like that ache, and that's compression on the nerves. When they become untaut, it becomes pins and bloody needles. Ah. Oh. Mel will be doing home workout videos with next. It's not home workout, it's rehab. Oh, that's better. That is loads better. See, one of the problems with when your back goes into spasm is, yeah, the overall spasm and the actual pain, it hides what the original problems were. So once you actually reduce the spasm, yeah, you can actually nail down, right, which are the little muscles that have really caused this to trigger, yeah, which is like things like that. So that was a win. I didn't know Mel made the sound effects for The Walking Dead. Oh, mate, yeah, the sound effects from a physio department are quite interesting, very interesting. The wife stuck her head in to make sure I'm not watching anything sexy. Oh, guys, can you imagine that? Oh, this is not quite the ASMR I signed up for. Oh, yes, but Mel's a happier man now. Right. So, time for Pammy. Let's have a quick Pammy chat. It's just carrying on as normal, isn't it? Yeah, I think in the UK we haven't hit 1,000 deaths a day yet, but there's been a report from the EU saying that actually we expect the majority of deaths to be going on in care homes and not be reported in the numbers. So I'm guessing we're over 1,000 a day. Apparently on my local estate, yeah, Bentley, where I used to live, apparently the police issued on the very first Friday, yeah, of the Easter weekend, when the less responsible people of the estate might felt like, oh, let's have a barbecue or a party, yeah. Yeah, the police issued 86 fines just on that one estate. So, as I was talking with Kerry about it, we think that, basically the first chance, yeah, it looked like, and they were like, no, we're going to make it clear. Here you go. Next time, it's double. Yeah, spread the word. Yeah, and apparently, it's been perfectly quiet since then. So good on the police on that one. A happier man, so could you say it was a happy ending? Oh, calm down, Alistair. No physiotherapy treatment, no professional physiotherapy treatment ends with a happy ending. More pleasantly, yes, I'm a little less pain-free now. It's a new sort of pain, but I'm happier. Have you seen Henry Saville post a pic of painting some Warhammer? No. Who is Henry Saville? In Belgium, the arrival of new hospitalisations has been stabilising for some days, but it's absolutely devastating care homes for the elderly. Yeah, Tamsin's rolled in. Except if it's private treatment, and then only if it's good for the physio. True. Played Superman. Oh, really? Nice. The Witcher, aka Superman. I've just got into The Witcher. I've avoided it. Whenever a good series comes along and everyone starts raving about it, I step back from it and avoid it like the plague. Just so, once it's done, I can then go sit in and just binge watch it. And not just that, yeah, I can sort of gauge it. If people are still raving about it by the time the series has ended, it's like, yeah. That's cool, though. That is cool. Right, very quickly. I'm not shouting out for donations at the minute. If you want to give a donation, the links are down below. It's going towards the wireless mic set. Yeah, so when we're back in the studio, wireless mics, rechargeable batteries for the sets and that sort of stuff. So looking to go that way. Very quickly check things. Yeah, all is good in the land of Mel. Right, welcome back to the land of the living. Well, I was always living. I was just a bit more Ezra Melder. That's a good brew. Mr. Semi-regular build. Found this great 3D print that uses standard 22mm pipe to make pipelines. I can't click links in this chat window. It kind of messes up my streaming thing. But send me it by email, mate, and I'll look it out. Dating a hunchback? No, I was a hunchback. What interface do you use for streaming? I use OBS. Streamlabs OBS. Hey up. Mel's got foam. We're not going to be rushing about doing this, but we will be doing some stuff. I have had an idea. You always know that's a bad idea. Right. What do you get? Oh, there you go. Come on, Cripplus Maximus. I'm going to call myself. So, what am I doing? Right. You can see there. We can do this roughly here. Okay. Basically, I had this idea. I mean, obviously I've got all these different elements for all these different setups, as you can see. Now, they're put together in sub-assemblies, so they're going to be easier for me to paint. Yeah, plus I've got to gribbly them all up with all sorts of extra bits and bobs. But the problem is I'm mentally struggling to take them to the next stage, because typically when I do this sort of stuff, it would be based, I'd be able to visualize it as a piece. But as they're separate elements, I'm really struggling to do that. So I came up with the idea, why not base them on foam and then base the foam on EPVC? And then I thought, well, actually, it's a Mechanicum facility. They would have concrete hard standings. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think I can do something with this. At the bare minimum, it will give me a temporary surface that I can sort of gribbly them up. I can see how they are without having to fix all the sub-assemblies and solidly glue them together. Thank you, Dan. Hey, Liam, how you doing, mate? Right. So, we've got this one. Now, this one was one of the very early ones. The idea was, right, that goes there. The idea was, let's in fact, let me switch cameras, guys. Right. Come on, Pammy, sit yourself there. Right, the idea is, yeah, that, move my keyboard so we've got a bit more space. Yeah. The idea is that it comes, we've got stair access here, comes up to a platform. Then as you can see, I've got a ladder on here, and I'm basically thinking something along the lines of that. Yeah? We've got to make sure that this stays functional. Yeah, so this gap here, yeah, we can get models under it. So we need a very quick test. So I've got to reach over to the desk. Apologies for this, guys. So what we'll do is, he's functional there. He's functional there. Bit awkward there. So let's move this round a bit. We'll go for about there then. Yeah, that should mean that we have no problems. So we want that about there. Next off, we've got this piping. The piping was supposed to go there as a way of basically breaking this up and making it more interesting. So now we've got roughly where we want them, which is this one quite close to here. Yeah, what we can do is we'll move that to there, we'll move that roughly to there, we'll move that to there. Yeah, bring that back that way just a touch. Yeah, move this a bit this way a bit more. Don't worry, it'll make sense. Have faith. Please, someone have faith in me. Yeah, let's move that way. It will make sense, trust me. Yeah, and then what we need to do is that there. Hasn't imprinted, okay. Next job. Oh, I'm gonna have to get up, you git. Oh. So blade, calm down. Yeah, and we'll put a bit of space around this side. Right. When did Pammy get a mask? When Willow called over to say hello, mate. Yeah, okay, so that's going to be a little bit more challenging, but we can do it to about there. Now you may go, but Mel, what are you doing here? Don't worry, Mel, have faith. Mel knows what he's doing. Now if we've done this properly, we now have a base. Yeah. Now what I'll be doing is, when we get round to actually working on it and working on this base, all we're going to be doing is simply cutting off corners and making it look like a concrete stand-in. But all of a sudden, right now, what I have here, yeah, once I've got my hot glue gun out, is I have the first bit of base terrain to game with my son. It ain't square. It doesn't need to be square. It needs to be functional. Is that a mask or duct tape covering the mouth of... It's a mask. Willow stopped by and updated her Pammy. She did. What PSU do you need? Is it for a PC? Oh, what do you mean, mate? To do this sort of stuff? You need a beast of a machine, mate. Right now I'm streaming with 2 webcams, running an external, running an external Rode mic. I'm running 5 different windows. What else is it doing? A load of other stuff. And it's using, right now it's using about 15% of its CPU and about 6% of its 32 gig of RAM. Stream target needs updating. I know, bro. I'm not really pushing on that. Oh no, we haven't updated that thing. At the minute we're getting looking at external mics, aren't we? Right, next job, PVA it. Now, fact, PVA, yeah, will stick to plastic poorly, yeah, but it will stick, yeah. Now, the benefit is it will also stick to foam, which means I can temporarily put a couple of blobs of PVA, yeah, onto these pieces, and I know, yeah, that I'll be able to pop them off later when we paint them. Mel doesn't need central heating. He uses heat from the PC. I'll be honest with you, it's not the PC that really ramp it up. Yeah, it's these beasts. Yeah, they knock out some serious heat in here. Yeah, I do need a chair. We do need to sort a chair, don't we? Right, PVA these up and then we'll move on to another piece. Now I only need to do a couple of spots of PVA. Yeah. Also, it'll make it easier to break those off. Now, if they do break off and they break off with a bit of foam with it, that's fine. Yeah, it's PVA. We can just peel that off the plastic, and then when we fix it back down, we're going to be doing a bit of groundwork anyway, so we can hide any odd holes and that sort of stuff. Now, what I want to do on this one, if my PVA will bloody come out, yeah. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 will be enough for there. Put a few more on here. Right, let me make sure. See what I'm doing? See it? Yeah, it's very pretty, isn't it? Yeah. Now these are just basically tacking it in place. Tacking it in place allows me to sort of see the concept. It allows me to build and integrate and tie in between pieces while still being able to say, right, I want to take this apart. I need to be able to spray it and paint it now. Yeah. So that's the theory behind this. I'm not going to give it a wiggle. I'm just going to leave that PVA exactly where it is. Remember, once it's set, I'll be able to go round and I'll be able to sort of mark out where I want to cut little corners off and that sort of stuff and make this a bit... I don't want them to be square plates. I want them to be sort of like they're poured concrete standings. I have a feeling that the chat has frozen for YouTubers, so let me swap it. That was quick. Then again, it's about half an hour. Right, let's keep an eye on the on-screen chat and see when it starts streaming again for YouTubers. Because it always does. But right now, as usual, we're about half hour into the show. Well, half hour, 40 minutes, which means you Facebookers and Twitchers, you own the on-screen chat. Have at it. Let loose the dogs of war. Mel, did you look into this PSU? In fact, no, I didn't end up getting a different PSU. What I ended up doing is just simply swapping out my editing machine for my streaming machine. And so I'm actually streaming on my editing machine. And then what me and Jace are going to do is we're going to come up and spec a much better streaming machine and filming machine for the studio, which means a whole new... I'm going to take a few of these, yeah, we're going to be looking at all sorts of different setups that we can do and that sort of stuff. But basically, a lot of this time in isolation has been spent tidying the book up, making it as good as possible, and it'll be what I'll be doing after this show. But also, a lot of it has been behind the scenes stuff, saying, right, how are we going to make it as easy as possible for me to make videos as quickly as possible? Because that's the time with making terrain tutorials. It's not making the terrain. I love doing that. It's the hours of transferring files, editing, transitions, so we're looking at ways of perhaps using OBS, using simpler video editing software such as Rush, just to be able for me to go into the studio and film something and then edit it whilst I'm having a brew at the desk. And so it's uploading when I'm on my way home. Do you know what I mean? Which means my time making terrain is going to be so much greater. Mel, speaking as a formwork carpenter, this would most likely have been cast as individual foundations with a square slab around it all after it was put in place. So what you're saying is pour into it to set it. I can see what you're saying. Yeah. I will bear that in mind on a few other things. Right, anyway, so we need that to glue. The next one is we need this to glue, and I want to put some marks on this to make sure I know we're going exactly where we need to. So, Mr. Pen. There's Mr. Pen. Yeah, so holding the piece down. Yeah, and I don't need to. Oh, see, this is why we need to hold the piece down. Because it does stuff like that, the cheeky chappy. Yeah. Now, I'm not worried about making engravements in this. The reason being is we're going to be texturing it up and adding bits onto it anyway. Yeah, but what I do need, is just a couple of little check marks that tell me that, you've got this lined up where you wanted it, boss. Yeah, so it literally is just a couple of marks. Take that off, we can remove that. Yeah, hit the glue again. Right, can a model get up the ladder? No, the model can't get up the ladder, but I'm planning on doing gantries across here, so we will be adding more functionality as time goes on. Yeah, like I say, this is assembling subframes at the moment. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Right. And then there we go. That's pretty much bob on. We'll just press that down a little. Yeah. And just leave that PVA to set. Yeah. It's not going to make a massively strong bond. We know that. Yeah. But it'll be strong enough for us to do what we need to do. Yeah. Final thing that we need to do, is obviously we've got this reactor set up. And we need to set that on. So have a look at where the PVA is best going. I'll put a blob there, and a blob there. Yay, right. My PVA was bunged up, it's flowing more freely now. Now here's a little trick. If you do pull this out and it rips bits of foam out with it, just remember those foams will fit perfectly in the foam holes they left. So when it comes to putting it back on, you can always paint it up and then just put a bit of PVA in the holes and then just fit it back on. It works. It's not the professional way of doing it, but it works. Is your back better? Yeah, my back's a lot better. I am going to have to get up and move around in a second, just because I can feel a little ache. Yeah, but my back is much better, thank you. And there we are. So, obviously, once it's dried a bit, I'm going to trim off some corners. Yeah, so it's not so, and it's not so much of a slab, but yeah, once that dries off, yeah, first off, I'm going to have the first piece of Kill Team terrain for me and my kid. Win. Yeah, in fact, let's do the corners now. I shouldn't. I don't. Everything in my mind is telling me, don't do the corners now, Mal. Don't. You're going to mess it up. You got PVA on it. It's not even dry. You think you're being smart, but you're not. How do I get that? Yeah. Are you being smart? Yeah. No, don't do it. Let's let it dry first, eh? Right, so one done. Yeah, now that's one of the small facilities. Do it, do it. Stop it. Stop it, you lot. You're awful. Right, let's get the next one. Wait. Oh, we get old bones. Oh, stretch my legs. Right, this is the next one. Now, this was some sort of venting system. Yeah, obviously, multiple pipes all over the place. Yeah, we've got to fill that gap under there with something. I'm thinking probably foam, but we can look at that. Yeah, but what I want to do is just get it on a base. Yeah, so I can look at, right, what gribblies, what size they're going to take up, what other bits I need to do with it. And also, so I can game with my kid. Those corners need to be cut. The corners will be cut, but I'm waiting for the PVA to dry. Stop bullying me. Shortcuts for the win. Right. So, we need to mount this one. I don't think that's going to be wide enough, to be truthful. I'm a little bit gutted. I've only got one piece of this, actually. So, that's all right. Let's do what we can do. In fact, we've got two buildings that I want to mount. Yeah, and I want to mount them specifically on this. Yeah, so where's the other building? Oh! Right. Now here's the other feature. So, if that one can fit there, which it can, with ease. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Can we fit this one on though, as well? That's the question. Oh, that's tight. Could it go that way? No. It's not COVID cough. See, that's we could, and it would fit, but it's going to be really tight there. Too tight for my liking. Eesh. What are we going to do, Bosicle? How are you going to do this? Try the other way around. There's certainly more room lengthwise there. So let's say that one goes there, which would work. You git. Don't be a git. How about if we move it to there? No. No. Wonder. Everyone's looking at me like, why is he grinning like a Cheshire cat? It doesn't actually fit. Doesn't actually fit at all. As you can see, it's hanging over at the back, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter in the slightest. Come here. Come on, ruler. Pray tell, no, why does that not matter in the slightest? You'll find out. Have faith. Mel has a plan, which is as you know, it's quite worrying at times. So next, this is going to go onto here. There is going to be overhang and there is wavy bits and stuff like that. I don't mind. Yeah, you will understand why in due course. Well, not straight away. It's going to take a little while for me to explain why, but it will make perfect sense. Let's clean that up while we're here. Ooh, undercut. That's okay. Right, next job. Yeah, we need to tack it. Now, this one's going to be a bit awkward to tack. Yeah, so what we need to do is get it into position so that it works. So if we put that to there, put that to there. So those corners are there, but hanging over the back. Yeah, line up the pipe. That works, that works. And then on this one, Cat, have a drink and don't worry, Mel's plans work out okay. Is Cat worrying? Why does Mel has a plan make me worry so much? Oh, calm down, Cat. Right, in this case, I'm not going to glue the bottom of the pieces and stick them down. I'm just going to come along and when it comes out, yeah, I'm just going to essentially spot weld it. Yeah, I'm putting my PVA somewhere where it's going to be really easy for me to pick off. Come on. That's better. Because all I need is it, and I just need it fixed in place enough for me to do the work I need to do, and then I can break it all off. Maybe I'll mount it on different foam. Maybe I just go straight and reuse this. Yeah, both are options. Right, and then, so as you can see, all I've done is little spots all the way around it. Yeah, with the intention that that's just going to keep it in place. Yeah, there's still loads of stuff to do on this. It's got to have, yeah, bits put in, doors and stuff like that. I've still got gaps to fill if you look hard enough. Yeah, if I bring that up, yeah, there's actually gaps in between those panels. So we need to address those. But, oh God, that slipped already. What have I done? There you go. Yeah, but as I say, the plan with that one is quite simply, yeah, to get it fixed in place. And not just that, as I said before. Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Gaming with the boy. Right, so. Right, we have a couple of more builds that we can mount. Yeah, now I've only got this much foam board of this type left. I'm trying to decide what to do next. So we've got that facility. Obviously the other ones start to get a bit larger, but I'd really like to mount one of the larger ones. So let's have a look about this one. Right, that's got a reactor or something missing. Is it that's missing? Or does that belong with that one? That belongs with that one. So that isn't the reactor that's missing there. One of these is. So this isn't actually finished either, because we'd never decided what we were doing with that. So we'll have to leave some room for some pipe in there. Yeah, so, but obviously, Mel, where do you normally buy your blue foam from? I buy it from a company called Panel Systems, but they also sell it in individual sheets from a place called Craft Foam. And this is why he really needs to do his tent mounting. He can't remember what goes where. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I don't deny it, Catherine. She hates it when I call her Catherine. Right, then we've got the housing for it. So, yeah, so that's going to go roughly there. So we now need to adjust this so it makes sense on the piece. So if we spin that round this way, that puts that to there. We can put an end cap in there. Yeah. We can definitely put, right, okay, so we need to move this a bit more this way. Right, so we can put that in there. That'll give us room for the end cap there. Yeah, if we're putting an end cap in there, we could use a 45-degree turn on there. That would work. So we could cut that. But what we do need to do is cut this. So that should be plenty of room. In fact, if we're putting an end cap on it, this can come actually a lot further over here. Do we have a reactor on there, or do we just have, why have a venting system if you don't have a reactor? So it's going to have to go at least there. And all I'm doing right now is just getting an idea of where the position can go. That needs to tuck in. Yeah. Right, so that will work. That will work. Okay. So from here, let's give it an inch around the front. Remember, you can always trim off too much. It's really hard to add on a bit more. That was a really bad cut. That was a really bad cut. And that reinforced a really bad cut. That fixed a really bad cut. We're going to be cutting the corners off anyway, so we might as well take it. Right, there we go. There we go. Okay. Next one is this side. Let's extend this ruler just a little. Yeah, we know that we wanted to put some sort of piping or venting, but I think we can get away with about there. So if we bring that to there. Spin this round to here. Another bad cut, but it doesn't matter. Mel has a plan. Yeah, that's that done. Yeah, we know that that is going to be going there. I've still got to add some gribblies to this, but now it's coming together. I can. Where'd you get that ruler from, Mel? B&Q. I believe the brand is, if you want to Google it, is, where does it say? Rolson. R-O-L-S-O-N. Really handy. I like this one. It's got a spirit level, which isn't so important. But what I really like about this is, one, yeah, it's obviously got the 45-degree angle cut in as well. Yeah, and two, yeah, it's got a built-in scorer. Yeah. So if you need to like scratch and mark things out, you don't have to look for your pen. Right, so this one's done. What we need to do is now get some PVA on it. Yeah, just so we can tack it in place and I can start to get a feel for what extra gribblies I want, but I'm liking how these are coming together. To be perfectly honest, I really am. Like a lot. 45-degree pipe to another exhaust there might look really cool. And with that, that's doable. That's easily doable. Easily doable. Right, anyway, let's PVA these down. Yeah, PVA the dome down. It's a bit difficult at this angle to get in and PVA where I need to, so just go careful, dump a load on and peel it off afterwards. Yeah, the main thing is I get a decent bond while I'm doing this. Yeah. There we go. And then, right, start doing the actual gantries and stuff. Now, one of the other things this is going to allow me to do is start considering where I want to customize gantries and extra ladders going up to other elements that I couldn't do until these pieces were put together. Yeah, so it's a good bit. Yeah, so let's throw a bit of PVA on that one, stop the wobble back here. Yeah. Oh, I've moved it. No. No. Yeah, a bit there. Bit there. And a bit there. And there we have it. Now, I have ran out of blue foam until I grab some from the studio tomorrow. But, as you can see, the facilities are starting to come together. Yeah, once we start trimming off corners and I'm making it a little bit less like blocks, they'll look a lot better, even though they're just temporary mountings. My hope is they're not going to be just temporary mountings. We're going to be bringing them back and putting them back onto here. That hanging ladder bothers me on the oval thing next to the other ladder. It looks no. On this, don't worry, other ladders will be done. Right. And we go face cam, my beautiful people. Hello, my beautiful people. Right, I did say that I was going to throw an hour at it. I've done as much basing as I can until I get more foam from the studio. We can carry on basing these elements up and creating these, facilities. Yeah, we'll start tidying the bases up and then I can start gribbling them up and the table starts coming together. Yeah, we've got 3 elements based so far. We have another one there. We have that one, which is a massive one. We have that one, which is a super huge one. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's a 7th there. Yeah, so that's a reasonable amount of industrial facilities for a table. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Plus, I've got loads more gribblies. We'll be introducing foam, other stuff. I've got a load of Mantic stuff, so we can tie this in. But with regards to the hardcore industrial pieces, which is what I like the GW stuff for, 7 is enough, I think. Yeah, and I think it's going to look good when it's done. We've just got a lot to figure out before we get to that stage. Right, guys, we are going to finish this as we have always started it. Yeah, if you've enjoyed tonight's show, yeah, you know what to do. It's 10 taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, 1 to put a smile on my face. Go on, guys. Now, remember, I will be back tomorrow. We will be doing more of this. I am going to the studio to get more foam. So my aim is tomorrow to have all our major pieces set up and then we can start looking at what they look like as a city. Yeah? Sounds like a plan. In the meantime, thanks for... I didn't really speak to you this episode, to be truthful, but it was wonderful just talking terrain with you guys and, you know, letting the old Mel terrain brain just tick over. Yeah, so you have a cracking one. I will see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock UK time. And we'll get the rest of this based up, yeah? All the best. Ta-ra.